Unlike every other modular that basically has ever existed, Hey guys, this is JP's LEGO Reviews. Today, I'm going to review the LEGO Creator Expert Modular Detective Office. Now, this LEGO set is recommended for those aged 16 and up. The set number is 10246 and the piece count is 2,262 pieces. So, let's break it down. Now, before I show you the minifigures and the main build of the detective's office, I'll quickly give you a 360 panorama, and there's an interesting story that this LEGO set tells. And the one thing I do want you to keep in mind for this LEGO set is this LEGO set is set in a world where cookies and candy are illegal. That's important for later on in the LEGO set, but now since you had a good look at the detective's office, let's move on to the minifigure selection of this LEGO set. So, here are the minifigure selection for the LEGO detective's office. From left to right, we have a lady, a guy, the detective in the middle, the barber, and then the police officer. And here are the back of the minifigures, and clearly here, there isn't too much detail to show. But now, let's move on to the main build of the detective's office. Just before I forget, I also forgot that this LEGO set was also in the detective's office. It got mixed in with a different set for some reason. It's a decent minifigure, but nothing special. So now, let's move on to the build of a detective's office. Now, let's start looking at the inside of a LEGO detective's office. Firstly, I'm going to take off this part of the roof. Over here, we have a kitchenette here with cookies, a garbage bin, and a cat. Keep in mind, cookies are illegal. You have, over on the side of the kitchenette, you have an oven, and then you have some cabinetry, a microwave, and a roller. And in fairness, you also have a skylight and a water tank as well as a little balcony slash a bit of ladder access. Now, let's say we take this layer off. We then move on to the second floor. Here we have stairs to the third floor. Over here we have a mini sort of toilet cubicle. We have a door open. You have, let's move this a bit. You have a sink to the side, a bit of toilet paper and a toilet. You close that back up. You have a door that enters you into the detective's office. You have two swing chairs. Over here, you have a LEGO newspaper, which, if I remember correctly, you swing it to here, you swing each of these items a bit away, and you see a map. Then, let's actually go a bit down further. You have a fan, which can spin. You have cabinetry that opens up. I can't remember if there's anything in these, but I don't think there is. But on this wall here, you have a person that's wanted. Let me just focus. And this, I believe, was one of the minifigures that we saw earlier. Then, further up, you have an image, but something's hidden in it. And you see what's hidden is, in fact, an envelope. Now, you also see cabinetry, a microscope, no, not a microscope, but a magnifying glass on the other side. I'll try and show you a bit more of this room, and then I'll show you the bottom of the detective's office. So here, on the second and last row of a cabinet, you see more sort of envelopes. You have cash and a luggage here. You have a sort of hat, that's for the detective. You also have another balcony area with some flowers. Over here, you have the pool sign. And apart from the envelope inside of here, that's pretty much it. But now, let's move on to the ground floor, as this gets the most interesting. So, here is the ground floor. Over on the back, it's pretty plain. You have door access to the pool room. You have access way from the back to the main street over this area. You have stairs going to the detective's office and the apartment. You have a little sort of thing over here. Let's remove this so you can just see things easier. This is what the pool room looks like. You have the fan, it spins. You have pool over here. You have a mug. On this side, you have a trophy. And then, yep, you can see the trophy. Let's spin this over here. You also have a dartboard over there as well. You have a newspaper stand with newspapers. You have a tree. Oops. You do have a tree. Then a door. You have a checkerboard sort of design going up to the barber slash upstairs area. You have Ours Barber with the facade. You have a lamppost and you have a table. Now, let's look in to the barber shop. And this is where things get interesting. Firstly, you can lift this up and you see a sink, a cabinet, a broom, the barber chair. Inside, you can also see a mirror. Let me just zoom in. Autofocus, yep, you can see a mirror, and it's good as a mirror. But here's where things get interesting. So, over here, you can pop, let me see which side it was again. This out. You can pop this out. You can, you slide this bit open. I can actually see it now. You have the barrel here. So let's actually show you how this works. So you have the barrel full of candy and cookies. You lift this up, this cabinet opens, and this sort of maneuvers as well. And then you have that door thing we saw earlier. So I'm actually going to spin it around because you want to see it from the back more so than the front. You have over here doorway access as well. So, assuming you're wanting to smuggle in your, let's pour it out. You have cookie. You have a cookie, candy, and another piece of candy. So you put all these together. Sorry, this is taking a while, but this is by far the most interesting part of the set. You push this in. Now you can play with it, but go in. Let's say you're able to slide everything. Wow, this is kind of stuck. Yep, so now we've moved on to the next stage. You push it, you close this, you close the cabinet, you close the stairwell. It's now under the stairs. You then try and get it through the door, and you've smuggled the cookies from here over to the pool room. But if you need to keep your cookies safe, all you do, if I can find the hole again, that is, I'll just dump it over here. You place it back in the stairwell. And this is what makes this Lego set so special, that it tells a story on its own. It's designed to do that. The designer wanted this Lego set to tell an interesting story, and it certainly does. But now, let's move on to the instruction manual before providing my final thoughts on this Lego set. Now, here is an instruction manual. You do need to flip it this way once you're actually trying to build this Lego set. You just immediately start with the building process. This is a very different looking instruction manual because it is from 2015 compared to when we are now in the 2020s. We have the finished build, and actually that's pretty much it. Okay, that's a bit lackluster, but it is what it is. But now, let's get to my final thoughts. So, what are my final thoughts on this Lego set? Well, this Lego set is amazing for a few different reasons. But the main reason why this set is amazing is because, unlike every other modular that basically has ever existed, This tells a unique and special story. That's not seen anywhere. And for the time of its release, for 230 Australian dollars, this thing was great value for money. It's an awesome looking build. And this Lego set right here is the epitome of what a good modular should be. And that's why I rate it 5 out of 5 stars. And the simple reason why I rate it so highly is because there's nothing to fault. And this Lego set was even a bit experimental with creating its own storyline that not many other modulars have. And this is what makes this Lego set so special, because the designers and the Lego group in general decide to make a story that would accompany this set. And it doesn't just tell a mediocre story, it tells a very interesting story about a very specific situation that this is set in. And this makes this Lego set very, very interesting. And it makes it maybe one of the best Lego modulars to ever be released. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts are down below. And if you have any other comment about this set, again, let me know down below. I would say I wouldn't buy it brand new today because it is overpriced. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more content just like this, please subscribe. I hope you guys have an awesome day and keep building.